Since we are active participants in the modern world, we realize that language is the main link to interact with people and the environment. When a community shares a common language and can communicate using this key, they can learn, teach, negotiate, create, and even entertain. Ferdinand de Saussure refers to this phenomenon as a linguistic community. There are about 7,000 languages around the world. Quite a lot, right? This means there are thousands of linguistic communities. So, to interact globally, is it necessary to learn hundreds and hundreds of languages? Not really. People from different linguistic backgrounds can share a common language, enabling them to relate to one another. Over the years, due to various necessities, humans have established many common languages, known as lingua francas, to engage in trade, diplomacy, and other forms of interaction with foreign communities. Historically, languages like Latin, Greek, and French have served as lingua francas in different regions and eras. Lingua francas were spoken by the people who wielded power. A great example is the Roman Catholic Church, which had the highest influence at one time, so Latin was the most spoken tongue by the ecclesiastics and the people. A language's influence always depends on three things: the number of countries using it as the main language, the number of countries adapting it as a main language, and the number of countries teaching it as a foreign language. As we live in a modern world, we may notice that English is one of the most spoken languages around the world. With around 1.5 billion speakers worldwide, English has solidified its position as the current lingua franca and is referred to as a global language because it has developed a special role recognized in every country. English has assumed this global connotation over the last few centuries because it has become an important tool in matters of political expediency, commercial affairs, cultural contact, and technological exchange. This language has a worldwide reach due to the power of the nations that speak English, such as the American economic and cultural supremacy. The largest economic presence is held by the United States, the United Kingdom, and their allies. Additionally, the entertainment industries are mainly managed by English-speaking countries. The globalization of English is the result of the increasing presence of England during the colonization era between the 17th and the 20th centuries. Their first successful voyage and colonization occurred in 1607 in Jamestown, Virginia, a colony that would eventually become part of the United States of America. Furthermore, England did not only conquer North American territories, but also South American, African, and Asian regions, allowing English crown to spread their influence and, of course, their wealth. The legacy of English imperialism has left many countries with the language, as well as established high institutions such as courts, parliaments, and schools. Then, during the late 18th century, the Industrial Revolution began, notably shifting their power and presence, spreading English around the world as a symbol of progress. After the decolonization era, entering the modern era, the world wars and worldwide diaspora, consequence of wars, also became key factors in English globalization. English-speaking countries led faction, received large numbers of migrants, and also led armistices. After the world wars, many large international bodies were created, such as the United Nations, NATO, the World Health Organization, the World Trade Organization, and the International Monetary Fund, with English-speaking countries as their principal figures and many countries adopting English as a main or mandatory language. There has never been another language more widely used than English. The widespread adoption of English as a global language is a testament to historical events, economic power, and cultural influence. Its role as a lingua franca facilitates communication and connection in an increasingly connected world. As we move forward, The ability to speak English opens doors to immeasurable opportunities and access to massive amounts of information. While English continues to dominate in many spheres, it is important to acknowledge and respect the diversity of languages and cultures that enrich our global community. The future of English, like any language, will be shaped by the changing dynamics of society and the evolution of human interactions.